Well, hello, welcome, welcome. Take a seat. And in case you haven't noticed the gigantic photo showing on your computer screen, let me explain it a bit more. This is Margaret from the famous show The Simpsons. Yes, this is Margaret. Um, I can notice the disbelief in you guys because this is not Margaret. What Margaret usually will express, as in the facial expression. This is not normally Margaret would do. She would not have an outburst like this, right? Well, actually, no, because Margaret is a normal human being, and it is very normal for her to have an outburst. And this scene is actually very rare, as us audience uh, have very rarely seen Margaret having an outburst like this. Well, this makes Margaret as the character in The Simpsons, the show, much more colorful because we know that Margaret actually is not as reserved as we see. She actually is hiding something. She's actually repressing something, and until she expresses it through a meltdown, which shows who she really is and what she really thinks about stuff, the general stuff, the world, the whole thing. But let's stop right here. What does it have to do with our topic? Well, you see, our topic for today is to show you that madness, what Margaret is doing, is a manifestation of our inner self. Well, what do you mean madness, Sam? Isn't that like mad, insane, crazy, deranged, mental? Well, yeah, technically, right? They are all vocabularies used to describe madness, but you see, what strikes me is that humanity has existed on this soil and water composed rock for billions of years, and we still see madness as a disease, which is why I am mentioning all these vocabularies used to describe madness because they are not the most positive ones, I think. And you might be wondering, what? Oh my God, you are talking like a philosopher right now. Are we gonna have a philosophy lecture? Oh, no, we are not going to do that. No, I'm not going to show you some really obscure concepts of madness. Instead, my talk here is to persuade you into believing that madness is actually a manifestation of our inner self and how we should utilize it to integrate us using our inner self. Well, you see, I believe madness isn't a disease, but a manifestation of our unconscious self. Unconscious self? Oh my God, what is that jargon? Please explain it to me. Well, don't worry, I'll explain it to you. Well, unconscious self is actually the part of us that we consciously not know about. Via madness, though, we are able to peek into the darker and more uncanny side of ourselves, which is our inner self. Well, the inner self, the repressed self, are the qualities and our urges that we so desperately would like to try to hide from the society, the things that will probably and very likely to raise frowns upon the society. Well, we repress them. We repress our darkest urges, our qualities. We repress it through a cage or hiding it, not letting anyone to see it. But one day it is gonna explode. It's gonna blow up. We cannot repress it anymore. We are not machines. We are humans. There is a limit to what we can hold and what we can't hold, and the outburst is expressed through madness. Um, there are various expressions of madness like schizophrenia, megalomania, melancholy, depression, many of them. But these expressions, some of them serve as a method to run away from ourselves. Some of them is to hide from ourselves. Some of them are created to avoid seeing ourselves, our true self. And some of them, some of the illness are developed to compensate for who we really are, which is why they are here. But although they are expressed, the madness is expressed in different ways, but they still have the same outcome, which is carrying our inner self to the surface, to the conscious level, from the unconscious level to the conscious level. And you see, our inner self, which surfaced, is actually carried via madness, which is why I would like to reestablish my argument that madness is not a disease. It is a media to convey who we truly are. It is not a madness, but however, we must get a hold of this madness. We must utilize it for better use to improve ourselves. We should integrate our flaws, the things that we would like to hide from the society, our qualities that we would like to hide. We should integrate them into ourselves instead of hiding it. It is a great opportunity for us to improve ourselves, to upgrade ourselves. But however, many people in a society don't see this, which is why I am having this talk with you today. Madness tells us who we truly are. We shouldn't run away from it. We shouldn't be disgusted by it. We shouldn't be scared of it. We should accept it and integrate it. Speaking of, I have another picture I would like to show you guys. This is a photo I found online, and I hope it is not copyrighted because or else I would be in great trouble. It shows a person, a head is floating inside a cage, which is made of another bigger head, a gigantic head. And I would like to think the head floating inside of the head, being trapped inside of the head, is actually ourselves. Well, to be more specifically, our inner self, our true self, and the head trapping it. I like to think the head, the giant head, is our moral codes, our moral high grounds, the society, our friends, our family, our relationship, the people who they think and who we think and what we think. These principles limited us and restrained us, constrained us from showing the world who we are, from escaping this cage. They are the restraints that are holding us back. They are there as a jail to trap our inner self, our true self. These moral codes, while our inner self doesn't necessarily have to be good. Actually, most a research study showed that the inner self, the side that we unconsciously not know, are very highly likely to be bad. The qualities are bad, the things are bad, and the thoughts that we have in our unconscious self are possibly bad. But you see, just because they are bad or because they are dark doesn't mean we have to trap them and repress them. The cage is gonna break someday, and when it breaks, the effect is gonna be catastrophic. And I am not gonna wait there to find out. If I have the time, I would definitely free myself from this cage before I have an outburst. How do I do that? First, we must accept who we really are. We must release it. We must release ourselves from the moral principle, from the moral high grounds, from what people think. They are the reason that we are trapped. Well, by accepting our true self, we can reach a higher level, an improvement to the next level, I think. Well, thank you for listening. I hope it has been productive.